What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. And I'm just going to say this. Volkanovski fans think they're slick and think that they have a new person that they can attach to because Ilia beat their guy. And that guy is Max Holloway. Shocking, right? So there has been a lot of online hate for Ilia Topuria recently, and I just can't really understand. Ilia is everything you want in your champion, right? Has exciting fights, knocks people out, talks more shit, right?
I don't know, man. It's like I know what's gonna happen when we're gonna share the octagon. I know that in reality he's not so good that people think he is. You just have to see his face. You know, he looks like he had an accident in a motorcycle without the helmet. You know.
That's the perfect recipes on making a great champion, right? And that's why Ilia is currently my favorite fighter in the UFC. Just the attitude and the style of fights and skill level makes him my favorite fighter. And then we got people online really believing that Max Holloway beats Ilia Topuria. What? Max Holloway couldn't even beat Volk. And you saw what Ilia did to Volk, right? He laid that boy out. Okay, so I was just on Twitter and I was looking back at this interview that Ilia dropped. And he's talking about, hey, I'm getting a lot of shit for not making the fight when realistically it's Max Holloway that can't make this fight, right? And he said this. It's in Spanish, but there is a translation. Let's go ahead and just watch that real quick.
Esperen una vez alcance. No por mí, no es por mí. Me llamaron de que Max Holloway que estaba teniendo problemas familiares, que luego no podía bajar de peso, luego que quería pelear en la categoría superior. No sé, la verdad. No tengo ni idea.
All right, so basically he's saying the reason why the fight hasn't been made so far, it's not my fault. It's Max Holloway's fault. He has family issues or he has trouble making the weight. And then let's just see the reactions to the people online. Just me, or you think Ilia is lying? Ilia is lying as usual. Worst champ in history. This guy could be a great champ. His attitude just sucks. Would it be awesome to have the BMF and UFC titles on the line? Can't see Max ducking the smoke. Okay, so originally, Ilia said, I'll fight Max Holloway, but he has to put the BMF title on the line. And Max was like, no, why would I do that? He must be scared of me if he's asking me for the BMF title. Ilia is saying, I will fight you, but I want something in return. Because Max, so far, hasn't even earned a title shot with Ilia, but Ilia wants Max Holloway on his resume. And realistically, just looking at the fight, Ilia should win that fight. Better striker than Max, right? Has better defense than him, has better wrestling than him, has better jiu-jitsu than him. There's no way Max can even beat this guy, right? But all the fans are really on Max Holloway's side. And before the UFC 300, before he knocked out Justin Gaethje, none of this was there. These are not even Max Holloway fans, in my opinion. These are really just Volkanovski fans just in disguise because they know that their guy got beat by Ilia and they're salty about it, right? And what's the next best thing if we can't have Volkanovski beat Ilia? Oh, we could get the guy who Volkanovski beat 3 times, right? 3 times. And beats Ilia, that takes away from that loss, right? So they're trying to use this as a cover-up. And you might say that, oh, Max has weight cutting problems. Stop the cap, Ilia, like this guy right here, right? He's saying it's fake. Why would Max have weight cutting problems if he always been at 145 pounds his entire life? If you don't know, when Max bulked up to fight Justin Gaethje, his plan was to stay at 155. He started taking creatine and all these different supplements that he couldn't take before because it would have made him too heavy for his weight class at 145. And he said, I bulked up, put on a lot of muscle, and he was planning on staying there, right? But then an opportunity opened up because Ilia said, hey, I will fight Max Holloway for this title, right? Former champion, great name to add on his list, and he will soon, right? But people are really believing now that it's Ilia the ducking Max since a fight hasn't been made so far. And let's go back to a podcast that Sean O'Malley did 2 months ago.
Ilia, yep.
I'll get my belt back from Topuria. Max Holloway says, I saw a little video of him having his most recent interview. He's kind of coughing, just kind of seemed
Max.
under the weather. And that was, I think,
Well, if he's putting on weight to go up to 55 to fight Justin, it's like, what's the point of putting on muscle just for one fight just to go back down to 45?
I mean, that's the thing, dude.
That's not very. I mean, fuck. Why accept the fight against Justin if your goal is to get the belt?
Get back.
You're not getting any incentive to the BMF title. You're not making any pay-per-view. You're not making any extra money for the BMF title.
I know he's wrong about that. He did make a lot of money for the BMF title, and looking back at it, yeah, it's worth it. It got him a fight with Ilia, essentially. But him putting on all that weight messed up his body. And as they say, as you age, it's tougher and tougher to make this weight.
I wonder if sucks he doesn't have anyone around him like Dan Garner or these guys like, hey, let's
Well, he might.
focus on a little bit of longevity, your overall health. Probably not be smart to put on 5 pounds of muscle and then just have to literally.
He's a 55er.
Yes.
Max the 50. He should stay at 55. But I mean, if he sees the quickest way to the belts at 45, I mean,
Ilia versus Max is
bro,
sick.
fire fight.
Sick.
That fight's just as sick as Max Gaethje, if not sick. Like, bro, that is a crazy fight. I'm there for it.
Yeah, so even Sean O'Malley was saying, hey, it doesn't make sense for Max to put on weight just to cut it again, right? And now that Ilia is saying this, everyone in the comment section say, hey, we don't believe Ilia because Max isn't that type of guy. Ilia's lying, right? I'm just like, damn, Max Holloway's fans came out of the blue, huh? I know you guys spectacular knockout and you should gain more fans, right? But this is just a little too much of Volkanowski to me. All right. So Max Holloway actually did respond to this video and said, guys making things up at this stage, I've been ready, right? And this is Max Holloway's Twitter account. So all the comment section is going to say, Ilia doesn't want the smoke. Bro knows his title reign is going to be short-lived. You could tell he's making this shit up. Yeah, this is not a Volkanowski fan, guys. This definitely not a Volkanowski fan right here, right? Max wants him. It's pretty much everyone's on Max's side, right? I think Ilia responded to this, if I'm correct. Ilia said, choose a date, choose the way you want me to beat you, and write it here. I'm ready to turn off your lights whenever and wherever. Call Dana, right? And even in Ilia's comment section, right? Max will finish you. You're walking straight into this. Blast is stress. This is a sick picture, though. Don't underestimate the power of momentum, little bro. Max has a lot of it at the moment. I think I speak for everyone when we say, just please fight already. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, Ilia's getting more hate than normal, right? I know he got hate versus Volkanowski, but that made sense. Volkanowski was a long-time champion, beat everybody in the division, so Ilia going in there, you kind of understand you're going to get hate. You're going to get hate. And then when he knocked out Volkanowski, he got so much love, and his social media following double, if not triple. He was doing all these world tours. He's looking like the next Conor, right? I know we were quick to name everybody the next Conor, but this guy really feels like he could be the next Conor, right? So just to compare him to Israel and Sean O'Malley, something about those guys is just uncool. I don't know what it is. It's like Sean O'Malley can't trash talk well, and Israel does weird stuff and does weird trash talking, right? But Ilia, I don't know what, but he just has it. But then Ilia could talk shit as well, and he talks shit really good. He gets under people's skins to the point where we got Max Holloway, who is a reserve guy who doesn't talk too much, talking crap about Ilia, right? And then I just go back to the actual thing, right? The actual fight. In the fight, I don't understand how everyone switched because Max Holloway knocked out Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje is being compared to Ilia Topuria is disrespectful. There's no way Ilia's taking that shot from Max Holloway because Max Holloway would never land that shot on him. If Max Holloway got into a straight striking match with Ilia, he's going to look like Volkanovski. And I believe he's going to be the first person to put out Max if that is the case. If Max tries to really let his hands go, he's going to sleep. Ilia has knocked out big opponents, small opponents. He has fought dangerous opponents. He went there with Josh Emmett, right? And Josh Emmett, after knocking out Bryce Mitchell, you guys see the power he could generate, right? Ilia had maybe his cleanest performance. He didn't knock this guy out, but he literally beat the crap out of him. He knocked him down several times, right? There's never a moment in that fight that Ilia wasn't dominating this guy. Volkanovski, a guy who Max Holloway couldn't beat, and the guy who got destroyed by him in their third fight. Ilia made it look like it was easy. He's going to beat the brakes off of Max Holloway. But the fans here, or Volkanovski's fans here, needs to understand this. When Max Holloway gets knocked out, what are you going to say then? But I want to know your thoughts. If you are new, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and also leave it in the comments down below who you got, Max Holloway or Ilia Topuria.